Well, there we are, ladies and gentlemen. That is the first hay of 2024 on the ground. I was down in Ocean City over the weekend. Today's Sunday, and I just got back 2 hours ago, hopped in the tractor, and started mowing. I had everything ready before I left, so as soon as I got back, I could start mowing. This was the plan all along. Boy, oh boy, there is a lot of hay out there, guys. I'm hoping this is at least a 3 ton of the acre cutting. The ground is a little soggy, so I did kind of turn up some dirt down over on the hill, but the hay's awesome. Like, this is great. There's an 80% chance of rain on Thursday for a thunderstorm, like in the afternoon. This is 8 acres here that I mowed here at home. It's gonna be somewhere, I'm hoping, around the ballpark of 500, 600, 700 bales. Everything ran good. It was a good day. Walking up through the field here, just gotta take a second to admire God's creation. I really need the sun to come out, otherwise I ain't gonna get this dry. Woke up this morning to really heavy fog and clouds, and it's 11 o'clock now and it's still cloudy. We're supposed to get sun around 2 o'clock, I think. This is not what I was hoping for when I woke up. It is starting to dry very slightly. I mean, some of this alfalfa is kind of, you know, crinkling up and it's kind of getting that glazed over look, but I really need a breeze and some sunshine to come out if I want to get this stuff dry, because it is insanely thick. Very, very thick hay, which is awesome, but it won't be awesome if I don't get it dry. Well, the sun came out. Stacking this pile of pallets that's out here. Holy crap, it went from about 60 degrees when I was tedding to like 80 degrees and like 100% humidity. But on the bright side, sun came out and it's drying the hay down. It's a bright, cloudy, foggy Tuesday morning. It's 8:30 right now. I woke up to really heavy fog, but fortunately the clouds and the fog are gonna be moved out of here relatively soon. The sun just came out now, and it's going to burn this dew off. The hay is still damp on top. I mean, not overly damp, but it is damp, and I need that sun to kind of dry it out. So what we're going to do, actually, before we ted, is I'm going to take this load of round bales to auction. We got 4 round bales on here. A buddy of mine had these in his barn, and he just wants to get rid of them, so I'm going to haul it for him. That'll take us a few hours with the driving and the waiting at auction and delivering until we get back here. So it'll be lunchtime till we get to tedding, which is all right because I need the sun to do its job, burn the dew off. I want it to dry out that top layer a little bit more yet, and then we'll come in, ted it, fluff it up, and hopefully we can get the hay pretty much completely dry here by the end of today, or at least really close to being ready to bale. And then tomorrow we will let the dew burn off and probably rake, I don't know, maybe around lunchtime, 2, 3 o'clock, and get baling by 4 or 5 tomorrow. So that's the plan. There's a lot of hay out there. Everybody's tedding hay. I gotta get home. Let's see how hard this thing starts here today. It has a tendency of flooding itself. I need to look into it. We're gonna let that warm up a little bit. Let's check the hay out here. Oh yeah, we are crunchy on top, perfect. And even down here on the bottom, wow, we're actually starting to dry there on the bottom. So we're gonna fluff her up with the tedder. See, there's still some wet stuff here. For the most part, this stuff's getting really dry. This stuff is getting pretty dry pretty fast, which is awesome. 8:16 in the morning, sun is shining. We even got a breeze going. Hay's damp on top, but it won't be too long before this is nice and crunchy on top. And as soon as it's crunchy, we're gonna rake. I spent the better half of yesterday getting all the machines ready for baling today. Went through the baler. Even though I greased it and everything back in the winter, I did kind of the final check over. I changed this hydraulic filter on here. I did a bunch of tensioning on the belts back here and realigning them, and that is such a pain in the butt process to get these belts to track in the center. Takes a lot of loosening and tightening this bolt here, and then this one over here. I even stripped this one outside to go and get a new one. So it was just a pain in the butt to get this thing centered and tensioned properly, but I think I got it good. I ran it for a while and it wasn't moving all over the place. I think we're good. We got our Silo King in our inoculant applicator. I even wrote down my numbers here for my pounds. Got twine in the box. I oiled the chains again just to make sure they're good to go. And yeah, just ran it, hooked everything up, made sure everything was working, electrical connections were good to go. On the baler, all I got to do is really just run it through some hay and get the chamber tensioned up properly and get my bale weight set. We also got the rake all put back together, got the guards and the curtain put on. So this is ready to go. All I have to do on this is get it to sit level. So we got to adjust a cylinder stop there, and then there's one back there as well. So just get it leveled out to rake it evenly and rake it completely. So as far as the equipment, everything's ready to go. Man, I tell you what, there's a lot of hay out there. But hey, that's a good thing. I get it, hay, that's a good thing. Some of these spots still need some drying, especially the waterways. Half the hay I doubled up, it was thinner, and the other half of the fields I singled up because it was that thick. So hopefully this stuff dries out all right. I can feel like just a touch of dampness in some of this stuff. Most of it's real dry. So we're gonna let it set for probably about an hour and a half, 2 hours here. We'll go eat some lunch and come back out here in about an hour and start baling. The wet stuff is reading 23.5. That's the bucket test. Another thing I can do is I can do the twist test. So we take a clump of hay and we twist it. That breaks apart just fine. I'm gonna take some of this wet stuff too. Yeah, that's tough. Well, good morning, everybody. It is the following morning. We got all this hay baled up yesterday and stacked by 6:30, 7 o'clock. We even got some hay on the truck here ready for a customer. We just loaded it off the wagon. The bale counter says 861 bales. That is a huge stack of hay. That is way more than I was expecting. We do have a few stacks of wet bales here. They would have been down from the waterways and on the field across the lane here up along the tree line. It's hard to dry there, especially when it's such a heavy crop. We're supposed to have sporadic thunderstorms all day with like some intermittent sunshine. You can see the clouds just hanging around here. So I'm putting the baler back in the barn here. Left it out overnight. Got a little bit of a dew on it, but I'll be all right. I gotta say, this baler, the New Holland 316, is honestly a heck of a baler. There's the counter, 861, and I zeroed it before we started. But this baler is a heck of a baler. You know why? I can eat pretty big windrows, okay? Now, it ain't a 50/70, so it ain't gonna like fly through them, but it'll eat big windrows. And my favorite thing about this baler is out of 861 bales, I did not have a single mistie, nor did I have any bales break on me. All right, that baler just worked like a dream, which is always the scariest part about making hay, especially first cutting, because there are so many things that could go wrong with that baler, especially in the knotter. There's just a lot of moving parts in there, a lot of grease zerks. I serviced this thing really well before we started back in the winter, and I went over it again the other day. I think there's like 60 some grease zerks on that baler, but a good service routine, you keep your machines working good. That's how it works. And I'm very happy that I didn't have a single mistie or any broken bales. The only broken weird bale was the first bale that shot out of it because the chamber was cleaned out. So it was the first bale that it made. It was an wonky oblong bale, but it tied and it shot in the baler. I just broke it and threw it in the windrow later. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed first cutting of this year. Everything went smoothly and it was a great crop. Stay tuned. We got a lot more hay to make.